wrap this up, okay, if my slides will advance, and move into the outbrief, into actually building your plan. So when you're building your strategic plan, and as you look at the different elements of that, around this whole pyramid are your values. And we've touched on those a little bit, but these are really the guiding principles of your organization. What are those values? What does your brand, what do you want to convey with that? And that really guides all of these answers. It's gonna guide your vision statement, and which answers the why you are here. You know, why are you doing it? Then you move into your mission statement, which is what are you doing here? What does your company accomplish? You want to have goals, because without goals and without an end in sight, without a brass ring to pull, what is there to work for? What is there to move for? And so you want to have those goals set out into, we typically hear the short term, the 90 days, which we'll talk about in a second. So the short term goals, the year, 5 years, 10 years. And then a good question to just think about in the back of your mind is, what's the end game look like for your company? Are you building a company to sell? Are you doing this as a passion? Is this something that you want to keep as a hobby? So what are your goals? And really thinking about those and getting those written down. We've talked a lot about strategy, so I'll skip over that into tactics. And this is where, how are you going to measure success? How are you going to measure that you are achieving your goals, that you're moving in the right direction? And so those are other things that you need to think about in your action plan. We've talked a lot today about these strengths, weaknesses, and opportunities and threats. And I encourage you to take some time at the end of this conference, because it's all fresh, because it's all, you know, you've just written it down or you've just thought about it, to summarize all of the analysis that you've conducted here today, all of those thoughts, and bring them up into a higher level and put them in the back of your workbook if you're following along with the workbook, and write down, have those changed at all from the one that you conducted initially? How have your ideas grown or changed? And document that here. Look for trends. And in those trends, you might find an opportunity to hire someone, or to reach outside of your organization and hire a 1099 contractor, because we know how to do that now. But I really encourage you to go through, take the extra few minutes when it's fresh right now, to go through and summarize those. And after you've taken some time to do that, think about your next 90 days and what's your action plan? What are those milestones that you need to hit? And then a habit that I've started to develop is the next 3 actions. So what are those next 3 things with your organization, with your company, that you're going to work to do? And these should be very specific, very timely. 1, 2, 3 things that you're going to do to reach those goals. To maybe it's outline and solidify and document your strategic plan, and actually get that into a finalized document that you can use then as a filter as you get new opportunities, as new platforms arise, because that happens all the time. As those things come to you, you can refer back to your strategy and say, how does this align with my strategy? How does this align, and do I have the resources to devote to a new effort or a new idea? And if you don't, it's okay to say no, to put those on hold, and to choose to focus on other things. And I would like to take a moment here to, if anyone has any questions about strategic planning or about anything we've talked about today, to go ahead and ask questions now. I know all of our panelists have volunteered their time to be with us today, and I really appreciate that. But they're also available to talk with. You can connect with them on social media, via their websites, and they're really, and I will say this for them, they're concerned with your success. And so if you've noticed that they might have a strength that you lack, I encourage you to, make that one of your next steps. Perhaps it's having a conversation about legal services or financial services. Maybe you need some advice on creating an employee handbook because you've overlooked some pieces. Or you need some help simplifying your website or marketing your website. These are all different things that there is help available for, and we would be glad to work with you. And that's a mission complete.
All right. Elise, I just want to take time also to say what a great job on this workbook. It is just a wonderful addition to everything that was presented today. And like Pavithri said, people are going to get a lot of use out of that. And I'm looking forward to hopefully helping you design the next one for next quarter's conference. So that was amazing. I want to echo her sentiments and saying thank you to everybody for taking time to go through this conference and be presenters. You guys have presented an exorbitant amount of amazing information. So thank you guys again for doing that. The Reform Network is made up of both active duty and retired military veterans, military spouses, and elite athletes from across the United States. If you have worn our country's colors in combat or competition, we are welcoming anyone in that aspect into the Reform Network. We are happy to have you. These conferences are going to be open to everyone so that everyone can learn from those people's experiences and those lessons. So feel free to join us at reformed.com. And we look forward to having you join us there. Elise, why don't you sign us out?
We hope to see you at other Reformed events, the All Calls and future ReBlue quarterly conferences. And in the words of Mark Millay, the founder of Reformed, be resilient, be agile, be selfless, be excellent. Thank you, everyone, and have a great afternoon.